For my secondary research, I was watching different interviews from different artists, also a lot of documentaries about the music industry, how it works and stuff like that. And three videos that really caught my attention and they really stuck to me were ways to not go broke as an artist. The D Block Europe one, which they talk about. So they just talk about their history, how they met each other and stuff like that, and also do labels make artists fake an image? So the first video I'm going to talk about is ways to not go broke as an artist. So this is more of a documentary and it's interviewing different artists, different American artists, and it's just explaining to us and teaching us how to save your money when you're a new artist in the music industry and stuff like that. Because when you're new and say for example there's a label there that wants to sign you for 100,000 or something like that. When you're young and you hear them type of numbers, you're obviously gonna go crazy and you're gonna start wanting to buy new clothes, new jewelry, stuff like that. So in this documentary, they were just telling us that you shouldn't go crazy on your first check, on your first paycheck. That you shouldn't go out and start buying clothes, jewelry, cars, shoes, everything. That's basically what they're saying here. And there's one artist there. They were talking about how when they done it was the producer for Jay-Z's album. He got a check for 100,000. He was talking about how when he got that check, he immediately wanted to go buy stuff. When he bought his stuff, he found out that he was broke, and the label said that you have to pay this all back. And he thought that he could just waste the money like that and he wouldn't have to worry about anything else. But really and truly, the label was charging him for all the things that he bought. I'm trying to say. So they're just trying to teach the young artists coming up in the game that you shouldn't go waste your money all on jewelry. You should invest it into other stuff like property or stuff like that. So yeah, that's the first video. The second video is an interview with D Block Europe. They're British artists. It's a group of three people. This one they're talking about how they met, how they started in the industry, and stuff like that. And also, Young Ads talks about how when he was younger, he used to do real rap, and there was an American artist who discovered him and wanted him to go to the States with him in it and blow up there. But when Young Ads was young, he's obviously facing problems with the law and that. He was doing stuff that he shouldn't be doing, so he couldn't travel back then. But then when he got older and he was allowed to travel, he went there and he blew in America first, and then he moved to London to blow up in the UK. And that really impacted me because as I'm a Latino artist, I feel like it will be a good move for me to blow up in places like Latin America, basically, like places like Spain, Colombia, like all them places there that speak Spanish. I think if I blow up there first, it'll be easier for me to blow up in the UK as a Spanish artist and also as an English artist because I like to switch it up. So that really impacted me a lot, and in this interview they taught me a lot. So yeah, in the third video was another documentary by BET Networks, the same channel that done the first one. In this one, they're talking about if labels make artists fake an image. So this one was very powerful because it was talking about how certain labels, it's very hard for females in the music industry because a lot of record labels want females to show their body and talk about sexual stuff and stuff like that just so they can attract more people. But the women that were talking about it, they were talking about this in the documentary. They were talking about how they do that a lot in America and they don't really like that, you get me? And also with male rappers as well, they want them to put on an act as if they're big and bad as if they're gangsters, like just so they can bring money. You get me? So, and also they like to. There was one rapper. He was a gangster rapper, but they made him change his whole thing. So now he went from a gangster rapper to like just like a good rapper basically. You get what I'm trying to say? Like he switched up his whole style, everything. Like the label made him change everything about him. So yeah, like them two videos by BET, they really power. Like their videos are quite good. They help young artists. They give them tips on how to grow in the music industry and how to be careful with your money and stuff like that. And the second video impacted me personally because I think like it would be a good move, and what Young Az was talking about really helped as well. So yeah.